Hi everyone, today's Friday challenge is pattern paper. Really, how do you use them in conjunction? Is there such a thing as too much pattern? And the other thing that I'm tackling is my own personal intimidation with mini albums. They don't have to be end-all spectacular. They could just be finished. So what I thought I would do is challenge myself today on both of those. And what you see in front of you is the mason jar die that I cut with medium weight chipboard, and then I covered it in pattern paper. Lots of different kinds of pattern paper. And the paper is from a 6x6 stack mini deck from, no, it's not Cosmo Cricut. Where is my paper? Oh, it's from Kaiser Craft. It's the 6x6 paper pad homemade collection, and there's lots of different patterns in it. As a matter of fact, when I finish, there's a couple of, the paper is really cool. It has some little 1-inch squares and then all these things that you can cut out for embellishments. There are tags and things, but they're a little too big for the dimension of the item that I'm for the mini that I'm using. But what I did is I picked out 6 patterns, and I picked out 6 that had some kind of commonality through them, either hue of colors, different colors, or patterns. And I'll show you. I adhere the paper with another quick tip. The quicker something is for you to make, the more likely you are to finish it. So I used my Zig 2-way that I ordinarily use to restick my Cricut Imagine or Cricut Expression mat. And with the wide chisel, I think this is the chisel tip. It took no time to cover each chipboard. Now there's 2 ways that you could do this. You can either cover your chipboard first with paper and then run it through your die cutting machine, or you can die cut both layers, the chipboard and the paper, and then adhere them. For cleaner edges, I would say attach the paper first. Don't waste a lot of your paper or your chipboard. If you, all you need to do is add a 1/4 inch around the periphery of whatever item you're cutting. So if you have a die, just measure the length and width of it, and then cut the chipboard to that size, rather than waste a lot of chipboard. It's not cheap, and why waste it? So again, for a cleaner edge, it's not that this edge is dirty, but for a cleaner edge, I would adhere the paper to the chipboard first. Then you only have to make 1 pass with your die cutting machine, and then I edge all my edges with black marker, just because I don't like seeing the chipboard. But you could certainly edge in whatever color that would be complementary to what you're making. So I used for the cover, I used the pattern paper that has all the colors in it. It's kind of like an introduction to the rest of the mini in a way. So here's what I have inside, and these patterns are a really nice scale for this little mason jar. And because these are 6x6 pages, I got 2 die cuts out of each page, so I used some on the front and some on the back, and I just alternated them so they kind of went nicely together. Then I also cut the top with the silver paper, and that's from, I'll just grab that. It's within reach, and hopefully I don't knock anything over in the meantime. And this Artsy Mouse sent to me. It's the American Crafts specialty paper. It's a 5x7, and it has metallics in it, and I just pulled out the silver because I knew I was going to use silver rings. So, and that's another thing that you could, excuse me, that's another thing you could do. When you're using a lot of patterns, having a solid color, either a solid tone or the same metallic color throughout, brings everything together. Now, I could have totally cut this out of gold, but I don't like gold. First one to admit it. Gold does nothing for me. Plus, I knew I was going to be using silver rings, and the holes are punched with my almost vintage office 2-hole punch. And the cool thing is you can set the size, and in order to get them centralized, I did use a little paper cut one in order to keep things, like I didn't want to punch that badly, so I punched a paper one and found the size that I like. And this is 5 inches tall at its tallest, so that's what I set it to, 5 inches, and that centered the 2 holes. So super easy. This probably took me, the longest that this took was to cut things out and cut and glue. So once you determine kind of what you want to use, it becomes really much more manageable. And I just have a few little flowers, and I am going to finish it off. I have a couple of embellishments for the cover. I'm going to have a title on here, and then look at these cute little itty bitty little tags. Just going to put a date on this one. Running around the mason jar lid with some twine. So here's the challenge. Pick some pattern papers and use them together. Either on a card, layering, piecing them together. You could do a stamp and then paper piece it, like for pattern clothing on a stamp or as background, whatever you choose. And since it's a holiday weekend, post a video response by Monday night. And I will, I'm really looking forward to, those of you who do participate, I really appreciate you posting video responses because I love seeing what you guys create. So that's the challenge, and I challenge myself a second time by using pattern paper on a mini album. So I just think this is kind of cute. Isn't that cute? The little, and what I'm going to do with this one, I think, is keep track of my little recipes for the stuff that I can, so jams, jellies, and pickles, and that might be what the title is for this one. Just put it underneath, and then spoon and fork. So if you want to see the finished product, I will have it posted on my blog probably later today after I log off of work and finish this up. But I just wanted to post this to give everybody a head start on today's Friday challenge. And again, post a comment what you would like the future challenges to be. Next Friday, I think I'll do a really early one because we're going to be gone the week after that, visiting our niece who's graduating from college, from high school. So if you have any questions, leave me a comment, and I look forward to seeing your responses. Thanks for watching, everyone. Okay, so I often do several things at the same time, but here's the finished cover of the mini, the mason jar mini that I just made, and it really didn't take me very long time. Gluing the papers down and finding my ultrafine silver embossing powder really took the longest. So there it is. It's really stinking cute. Gosh, I'm gonna have to find another catchphrase. I'm always using that. So tell me which catchphrase I should use. So here's the challenge. I would love it if you participate, and I'm thinking this will be the giveaway. I'm gonna give away this mini to random submission video response. So challenge yourselves. Patterns, anything else, just grab a couple of patterns and then make something. So hope everybody has a fabulous holiday weekend, and I look forward to seeing your responses. Thanks for watching.